Everybody says I'm foolish to let you fool me like you do, but they don't understand that I can't stand the thought of losing you. Oh, if they could see inside of me and what my heart goes through, they'd know I'm happy to be unhappy, and I'm glad to be your fool. Yes, I'm happy to be unhappy, and I'm proud to have no pride. Yet I'm happy to be unhappy, just so I'm walking by your side. Though you don't want me, and you taunt me and laugh at my love like you do, yet I'm happy to be unhappy, and I'm glad to be your fool. I'm glad to be your fool. Yes, I'm happy to be unhappy, and I'm proud to have no pride. Yes, I'm happy to be unhappy, just so I'm walking by your side. Though you don't want me, and you taunt me and laugh at my love like you do, yet I'm happy to be unhappy, and I'm glad to be your fool.
Each time I dial your number, I never get an answer. It seems like you're avoiding me. Can't take unhappy endings, so I just keep pretending you'll see the light eventually. Can't stop my heart from breaking, can't stop my hands from shaking, can't keep my eyes from crying, can't believe your love is dying. Can't stop the rain from falling, no answer when I'm calling. My love is so confusing, it's such a heartache losing you. Feels like some tragic
waits on tables all week long, dreaming of her weekend plans. On Friday afternoon she listens to their tunes and packs up her Chevy van. Wherever you find the Bellamy Brothers, you'll find her in the stands. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers. She attends all their country shows. This redneck girl from Mississippi loves her old hippies when they sing of Santa Fe, New Mexico. In her van or in her room, kids of the baby boom can be heard on her stereo. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers, and she follows wherever they go. Started back in '76 when she went to buy a radio. She turned one on in the store, and the first song she heard was a hit called Let Your Love Flow. She started dancing in the aisle with a rockin' country style, and the whole town soon came to know. Melody's mother loved the Bellamy Brothers, and she followed wherever they go. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers. She attends all their country shows. This redneck girl from Mississippi loves her old hippies when they sing of Santa Fe, New Mexico. In her van or in her room, kids of the baby boom can be heard on her stereo. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers, and she follows wherever they go. She attends all their country shows. This redneck girl from Mississippi loves her old hippies when they sing of Santa Fe, New Mexico. In her van or in her room, kids of the baby boom can be heard on her stereo. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers, and she follows wherever they go. Melody's mother loves the Bellamy Brothers, and she follows wherever they go. Nobody loves you like I do. I could never lose this feeling I have for you. You can dry up a tear, take away a frown, pick me up when I'm down. I ain't never found nobody like you. You're one of a kind, and they're hard to find. I'm glad you're mine. Don't think anytime nobody loves you. Nobody loves you like I do. I can never lose this feeling I have for you. Until I met you, love was just a word I'd only heard. But you touched my life and made it new. Made me wanna live, learn to take and give. And how good it feels to know the thrill of loving you. Nobody loves you like I do. I can never lose this feeling I have for you. Nobody loves you like I do. I can never lose this feeling I have for you. Nobody loves you like I do. I can never lose this feeling.
Everybody talking about bio talk.
Phonograph records and the radio.
Everybody talking that bio talk.
Now this is the story of an old boy I met down in Louisiana while hunting alligators. He was the funniest guy I'd ever met with his bio talk, and he sounded something like this. Said, I got one of my good cousins, and boy, he liked to get high on that alligator milk, yeah. So one time he gets so drunk, he pick up a snake and try to kill a stick with it. In other words, he's under the influence of alcohol. Said he get arrested so many times for drunk driving. One time he was crossing the street on foot, and the police tried to arrest him for reckless walking and attempt to crawl.
Bio talk, everybody talking that bio talk.
Phonograph records and the radio.
Everybody talking that bio talk.
One time my good friend Romain Thibodeau, he take a trip up north, way up north to Shreveport. Said he was climbing one of them deep hills with his automobile, and he turned that thing over about 8 or 7 times right down that hill. Romain crawled himself out of that car, staggered himself around, and he take about 4 or 3 steps. Policeman walk up to him and he said, "Hey boy, you drunk?" Romain said, "Heck yeah, you don't think I'm one of them reckless drivers, eh?"
Bio talk, everybody talking that bio talk.
Phonograph records and the radio.
Everybody talking that bio talk.
Said one time my Uncle So Stan, he brought himself up one of them one-way streets, and the police stopped him and he said, "Hey boy, where in the world you think you're going?" Uncle So Stan said, "I don't know, but I must be late. Everybody's coming back." Police say, "Well, didn't you see them arrows back there?" Uncle So Stan said, "Arrows? Man, I don't even see the Indians."
Bio talk, everybody talking that bio talk.
Phonograph records and the radio.
Everybody talking that bio talk.
Hey! Sure enough.
You want to know what happened to Elvis? I'll tell you what happened. I ought to know, man. I was one of his army. I mean, man, I was on his side. He made us feel all right. We were the first wave in the post-war baby boom. The generation before had just come out of the Great Depression and World War II. You know, heavy vibes for people to wear. So much heaviness, like some kind of voiding of the emotions. Their music, you know the songs life always carries. You know every culture has songs. Well, anyway, their music was restrained emotion. You know, like you didn't want to dance if you didn't know how, which says something strange. Well, anyway, Elvis came along about 10 years after the new, when the only generals America had and the only army she had were Ike and Mac, and stupor hung over the land. A plague where everyone tried to materially free themselves, still too shell-shocked to understand, to feel what was happening. Everything was getting hopeless. Then when Elvis started to rock, the roll just picked up. I mean, Ravenous the Beaver showed us could only be a foretold future. Who wanted to be Ward in June? And I mean, Father never did know best. He was still crazy from surviving the war. Like there was this psychotic fall so widespread as to be assumed normal. Heavy man, you know, really. Anyway, Elvis showed us an out. You know, he showed every boy man and every girl woman. There's something good in feeling good. Like a prophet for every boy, every girl, when someone's mom and dad lied. Something about him told us to be sensual is really okay. Someone's mom and dad waltzed us around. Every girl wasn't supposed to enjoy it. If she did, she was bad. And every boy, well, boys will be boys, don't feel anything. Take what you can, marry a decent girl when the fun's done. Like no matter what we did, we all were guilty. Maybe someone's mom and dad resented what they missed, and while they were trying to pass it on us, we heard Elvis's song, and for the first time we made up our own mind. First wave rebelled. I mean, we danced even if we didn't know how. I mean, Elvis made us move. Instead of standing mute, he raised our voice. And when we heard ourselves, something was changing. You know, like for the first time, we made a collective decision about choices. America hurriedly made Pat Boone a general in the army they wanted us to join. But most of us held fast to Elvis and the commandants around him. Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Little Richard, Bo Diddley, Gene Vincent. You know, like a different Civil War all over again. I mean, you take Don't Be Cruel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, and Jailhouse Rock. Or you take Pat and his White Bucks, singing love letters in the sand. Hell, man, what's real here? I mean, Pat at the beach in his White Bucks, his ears getting sunburned, told us something about old wave delusion. I mean, wanting and needing and imprisonment, we all been to those places. But what did White Bucks at the beach understand other than more straight-line dancing? You know what I mean? Anyway, man, for a while we had a breather of fresh energy to keep us from falling into the big sleep. Then before long, Elvis got assassinated in all the fame. Taking a long time to die, others seized control while Elvis rode the needle out, never understanding what he done. It's like we were the baby boom because life needed a fresher start. I mean, 2 world wars in a row is really crazy, man. And Elvis, even though he didn't know he said it, he showed it to us anyway. And even though we didn't know we heard it anyway. Man, like he woke us up. And now they're trying to put us back to sleep. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, look at the record, man. Rock and roll is based on revolutions going way past 33 1/3. You got to understand, man. He was America's baby boom Che. I ought to know, man. I was in his army.
Nearly got over you last night. Someone almost took your place while I was looking in her eyes. For just a moment I escaped the way she held me in her arms. She nearly stole my heart away. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I woke up missing you today. Whenever I start to fall in love, you're the first thing I think of. When I close my eyes, I see the way we used to be. As hard as I've tried to love again, I don't know if I ever can. 'Cause I always stop and think of us whenever I start to fall in love. remember how it felt to feel you lying by my side. Each time I hold somebody else, you know it rushes through my mind. You can't believe how many times I've tried to start over again. Oh, but baby, here I am, still right where I began. Whenever I start to fall in love, you're the first thing I think of. The moment I close my eyes, I see the way we used to be. As hard as I've tried to love again, I don't know if I ever can. 'Cause I always stop and think of us. Whenever I start to fall in love, I always stop and think of us. Whenever I start to fall in love.
Sometimes in the morning, my coffee gets ice cold, and I'll burn up 3 cigarettes before I have my first smoke. Miss my exit on the way to work. Every now and then, I always blame it on the traffic when they ask me where I've been. And in a crowded elevator, I start humming that old song. There's no way of knowing when that urge will come along. I've been stuck in some meeting, look down at my legal pad and see hearts and flowers and butterflies, and I can't help but laugh. That's just a dirt road. Summer '89, that's just a backseat, and some muscadine wine. That's just auburn hair brushing across my cheek, and those kiss-me green eyes smiling back at me. That's just my mind jumping fences once again, but I'll be fine once I get it rolled back in. I know sometimes I may act a little crazy, but that's just Jesse. And sometimes in the evening, I hear bare feet in the hall, and I see a slender silhouette dance across the wall. Then I catch the scent of jasmine, perfume in the wind, and I know it's her sweet memory coming back again. That's just a dirt road. Summer '89, that's just a backseat, and some muscadine wine. That's just auburn hair brushing across my cheek, and those kiss-me green eyes smiling back at me. That's just my mind jumping fences once again, but I'll be fine once I get it rolled back in. I know sometimes I may green eyes, smiling back at me. That's just my mind. Jumping fences once again, but I'll be fine once I get it rolled back in. I know sometimes I may act a little crazy, but that's just
Tomorrow was to be my wedding day, but I gave my wedding dress away. Another will be holding my bouquet, so I gave my wedding dress away. My baby sister wanted him, and so she took my place. It's worth a broken heart to see the smile upon her face. I've cared for her since mother went away, so I gave my wedding dress away. Everything I ever wanted, she always wanted too, and maybe giving in to her was not the thing to do. I always let her have her way. Perhaps I wasn't strong, but I was all she had to turn to when anything went wrong. She's all I have to live for. She's all the joy I've ever had. And though she's hurt me many times, she really isn't bad. I saw the love light in her eyes the day she met my Jim. Then I knew that he belonged to her and she belonged to him. If I could win him back again, our love would be divine. But I could never break her heart the way that she broke mine. I'll worship him until